Hello and welcome back to the 2016 MEAC Football Media Days. Norfolk State University getting set for their 2016 season. We've spoken to players as the Spartans have been picked to finish sixth this season in the conference championship race and an opportunity to go to the MEAC Celebration Bowl versus the Sweat. The Spartans have a lot of work to do, but Coach Latrell Scott is optimistic about the team's ability to win ball games and get down to Atlanta later on this year. We talked to him about that, and we're glad to have him here for the first time this year on the NSU Sports Network. Now with the head coach here at Norfolk State University in his second year, welcome back, so to speak, to the Media Day. Last year we came in with a different kind of mindset, trying to figure out what you had personnel-wise. This year had a chance to build over the summer. With all indications, you did a great job at doing that. Still building was the theme going up into now, and now it's reaching higher. First of all, Coach, talk a little about last year moving into this year and what makes you want to reach higher.
Well, I think last year we learned a lot about our football team. We learned what we did, what we had, learned what we didn't have, and I think this year is all about taking the next step. Our staff went out and put together a tremendous recruiting class. The recruiting class from the year before, they're a year older. We have a veteran group of seniors. So some of the things that we lacked last year, I think we've addressed and replaced, and hopefully we can take the next step. The whole reach higher theme has been something that we talked to our guys about since January, and it's all about taking the next step, just taking an extra step, reaching a little bit higher to get to our goals.
Coach, you look at the season last year, the thing was finishing, probably what we didn't do to win ball games. We ended up 4-7, 4-4 in conference play, but we had opportunities to win more ball games. Just finishing just wasn't what we did well last year.
Well, when you look at a 4-4 record, that means you're average, and average doesn't mean that you're good. And I think when you look at our team, our kids won 2 of the last 3 ball games, and we finished the season on a positive note, went into January on a positive note. Went through the spring, everything's going as well as it can go, and I think it's just up to our guys to continue to finish. And now some of the games that we lost, close games, we lost a couple ball games by an average of 8 points, and that's the difference in a winning season or not.
Coach, coming from last year to this year, of course, we'll mention Deon King because of what he meant to you as a coach and what he's doing now. We wish him nothing but the best. First of all, talk a little bit about what it means to have a guy like Deon King in your program your first year.
Deon King, I wish I had 22 of them. Off of the field, Deon King's a better person than he is a football player. So we wish him the most, the biggest amount of luck that we possibly could. If Deon King doesn't make that Cowboys roster, I'll be shocked. And just to have kids like that in our program impact these guys that are still here was something that you couldn't pay for. I mean, Deon King still has a tremendous presence on our team. He came back, worked out with our guys this summer, spent time around our guys, imparting his wisdom. So, Deon is arguably the greatest player in the history of the school. So, me having the ability to coach him was just tremendous.
Coach, you talk a little bit about this team as a whole, and you look at what you have from coming back from last year. You have starting quarterback in Greg Hankerson, who has done so much for this football team. You look at his escapability, his ability to make plays, his ability to learn the offense. You have some guys coming back on the offensive line, but you bolstered that a little bit. Lost a little bit in the way of wide receivers. Offensively, talk a little about some of the things that you've worked on to try to make sure that this offense doesn't take a step back at all.
Well, our team starts and finishes with Greg Hankerson. We'll be as good as Greg can be. I think Greg's the best quarterback in the league. I think Greg's one of the most dynamic players in the country. And Greg's got to take the next step, decision making, running our offense. I mean, Greg's a tremendous athlete. Did a great job a season ago. He got here in July. So, just a few weeks before this media day last year, he had just gotten here. So for him to be able to pick up our offense and do some of the things he did was amazing. But the progress that Greg has made from January to now has been nothing short of amazing. And when you look at what we were able to do with our offensive line, able to kind of tinker and fix some pieces, those guys should give Greg the ability to not have to run around so much, because we're going to design some things for Greg to run, but a lot of it was just improv. So fixing that group. And at running back, you've got Quintrell Chung and Gerard Johnson coming back. I think we've got 2 of the better backs in the league. At wideout, I think we'll surprise some people. Marcus Taylor played for us as a true freshman. George Wahi redshirted, and a few other guys that had good springs. So wideout is a group that definitely has to step up. And at tight end, I think Demetrius Farabee has the ability to be an all-conference kid. So offensively, what we've got to do is make sure that we can manage first downs. We didn't do a very good job on first down a year ago, because if you're in second and long the whole time, the offense isn't going to be very good. So we've talked to our guys about staying on schedule and doing things the right way.
On the defensive side of the football, Coach, again, we mentioned you lose Deon King, but some of the guys you have coming back, like a Chris Lee. You talk about some of the things that he can provide. We've changed systems just a little bit. Talk a little about our defensive side of the football, because it seems like we have some things that we can build on from what we have now in changing systems and coordinators.
Well, Chris Lee had 7 sacks for us a year ago, and 2 springs ago, Chris Lee was a tight end. So obviously he hadn't reached his full potential, and I think our defensive line is probably the strength of our group. We've got Kevin Williams coming back. We moved Jay Anderson to defensive end. Nigel Chavis is a young kid that'll play some snaps for us there. At linebacker, Kyle Archie is probably the heir apparent to Deon King. Kyle had a ton of tackles last year, was kind of Deon's sidekick, and it'll be interesting to watch Kyle kind of step out of Deon's shadow and play the role. Anthony Smith has stepped into the other linebacker role, and he played very well for us in the 3-4 last year, so it'll be Kyle and Ant in the middle, kind of showing that thing up. And in the secondary, I think Sandy Chapman is one of the better players in the league. Brandon Walker at safety has done a great job being a leader for us. So I think we have the opportunity to have a great defense.
Coach, when you look at the season coming up, everybody looks at the second year to really assess where you are as a program and what you need to do and what steps you need to take. Coming in from your first to second year, what is some of the biggest things that you feel like this team is going to need to do to be successful?
Well, again, we talk about staying on schedule. Obviously on offense, we've got to make sure that we put points on the board. I think our defense played well enough in the majority of the games for us to win. Offensively, we've got to take the next step, and I think with Greg and our offensive line and our skill people having the ability to create big plays will give us the ability to score some more points. And defensively, it's just not giving up big plays. We gave up way too many big plays in close games that caused us to lose a few games, and we've got to play much better on special teams. Every special team that we had last year was in the last half of the league statistically, and you can't win football games if you're not playing great special teams. And lastly, we've got to increase our turnover ratio. We've got to get more takeaways and give away the ball less, because those things lead to scoring opportunities.
Coach, a very, very favorable schedule for us, and maybe the teams we're playing are difficult, but at least we're here. At least we're in the state of Virginia for the first 4 games we play. Great matchup at Richmond, great matchup at William and Mary. Some in-state rivalries that hopefully we can get going. Some great contests here at Dick Price Stadium. What's been some of the biggest things that you've seen with this schedule that can say, hey, this is going to make our team better for MEAC, or this is going to help us be a better team at the end of the year?
It's very positive because there are a lot of local games. Obviously, you get the ability to play Elizabeth City at home. You get the opportunity to play Richmond in Richmond, William and Mary in Williamsburg. A lot of great home games. You got Bethune coming in. You got Central coming in. So Norfolk State fans will get the opportunity to see us a lot and have the ability to see us. And when you travel, you don't have to travel very far. So it's a very favorable schedule as far as travel-wise. But again, you still have to play A&T. You still have to play Central. You still have to play Bethune. And you still have to play South Carolina State. All the guys that beat us a year ago. So even though it's better for us travel-wise, it's still extremely competitive. When you throw in two top 10 FCS teams also.
Coach, you look at it, this is the MEAC Media Day. After this, it gets real for you. Kids come in probably next week. They start to get the practice in. How real is it for you, and how excited are you to ready to get going?
It's very real. We started our staff meetings last Monday, putting together our game plans and practice scripts and all those things, and the guys will be here on Thursday. I can't wait to see them. It's always great to be around guys that are working towards a goal together, trying to win a championship. So I'm extremely excited about Thursday, and I can't wait to get going.
Congratulations, Coach, on making it to your second year healthy, still young, no gray hairs. Hopefully that continues this year.
I've got some gray hair up here, Ross. I just cut it out, man, so it's up there.
Yeah, I did too. That's why I have no hair. So thank you, Coach, for your time. Appreciate it. We thank Coach Scott for his time here at the 2016 MEAC Football Media Days. Again, the Spartans will kick off the season on September 3rd. It's the annual Labor Day Classic as the Spartans welcome in the Elizabeth City State University Vikings. For everyone here, we thank you for watching. For all NSU news, you can log on to the web at www.nsuspartans.com, fueled by Gatorade.